What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. Yesterday was a phenomenal day in the market. We finally saw a good amount of green after the last 2 weeks were a pretty good bloodbath for a lot of us. Our portfolios took a pretty good hit, and finally looks like we're seeing a bit of a turnaround. Right now, the NASDAQ is down a little bit. S&P is pretty flat. However, there are two stocks I'm going to be talking about in this video, NIO and Tesla. I want to talk about where I see these stocks going in the future, what some of the catalysts behind the movement is going to be. I've had a lot of people reach out to me saying, are you selling? Are you adding more to your position? Where do you think they're going? So I want to come on here and make a video, talk a little bit about exactly where I see them going and what just to keep into perspective for you. So guys, if you're new to this channel and you find any value in this video, please consider leaving it a thumbs up, hitting that subscribe button, joining the family. If you are looking to join our private community, it is the first link in the description. We would love to have you. We've got a couple hundred members. We're growing pretty fast and it's just quite awesome. So check it out if you're interested, guys. All right, let's get into the video. First off, we are going to be talking about NIO. It is down 12% today after pretty bad earnings. Okay, their revenue was a beat. However, their EPS, I think, was 117% off, which is pretty large. The last 3 quarters that NIO reported were great. The stock saw a great boost. It's sitting at about $44 a share off of an all-time high of $67 a share. We're going to talk a little bit about why it's happening and where I see this stock going. First off, let's just get into it. They expected a net loss of 7 cents per share, and it was reported at 14 cents. Revenue was up 0.01 of a billion, which is absolutely awesome. Gross margin improved, which is good, and their cash balance improved to 6.5 billion at the end of the quarter versus 3.3 billion. All good news. However, that loss on the EPS was pretty high, indicating that the overall valuation of Tesla was a bit much. All right, I believe it was sitting at about an $80 billion valuation, being more than both GM and Ford. And when they're only selling 43,000 vehicles a year, it got extended, got a little bit too far away from them. The outlook of NIO does look really well. Their quarter 1 deliveries are expected to be about that 20,000 vehicle range. Okay, it's up 420% from a year ago. So they're still crushing, their goals astronomically. Obviously, it's a very small company, so you're going to see these big numbers of growth as they begin to grow. The percentages are just going to decrease naturally. Okay, I do want to also put this out, guys, that January and February. January, I think NIO had about a little over 7,000 vehicles. February was a little over 5,000. Couple of reasons for that. One, car sales between January through April are just naturally slow. Okay, Chinese did also have their Lunar New Year, which everybody kind of goes away and takes a little bit of time off. And February is just a short month. I also do believe that they did have some more coronavirus lockdowns. If you are from China, please correct me if I'm wrong. I did remember hearing that. However, being so far away, it's kind of just a little bit difficult to exactly validate, what that entails, if they were affected and so forth. But I also want to point this out while we're talking about NIO. We're going to get into Tesla later on in the video. Especially, I got some great news on the future of Tesla. Is much, much bigger than the EV market. So stick around. You're not going to want to miss this. But EV stocks alone are just falling. I think 2020, the future of where the market's going to be going. Okay, the Biden administration being really heavy and positive on the green energy. A lot of these valuations just got to be a little bit too far away. All right, it's not just NIO or it's not just Tesla. It's the entire EV market is starting to pull back. Okay, as well as investors starting to shift their money into other beaten down sectors. Okay, the travel and leisure starting to come up a little bit, financial starting to come up a little bit, healthcare as well, which has been pretty bullish, but we've seen an increase. So investors are just starting to shift their money away a little bit from it. But I am still very, very bullish on both NIO and Tesla. Okay, NIO, like I talked about, that $80 billion market cap, it just really isn't applied when you're only selling 43,000 cars in a market. Okay, however, it also says, this individual says, to be a healthy company, they need to be at 10,000 or 12,000 units of deliveries a month. They still are on pace for their goal of hitting that $5 billion a year in revenue. It's going to be over 100,000 vehicles, which last year Tesla just did 500,000, and their valuation is all the way up. It was about an 900 billion. It's pulled back to, I believe, about 650, 700 billion because of their pullback. But it just goes to show you what the opportunity is going to be. I still hold all of my shares to NIO, and I have added to my position. I added to it last week. I think I got into it at about $48 before it got that initial uptrend a couple days ago. So I have added to my position. This is something I plan on holding for the long term. If you are a long-term investor and you're looking to put your money into it, the dollars of what you get in aren't going to matter. You get in at 45, you get in at 50, you get in at 55 or 60. It's not going to matter when you're looking at 5 years down the road where this company is going to be. It is a Chinese company, so they are held to a little bit of different regulations. I know they do get beaten down a little bit compared to U.S. companies, just being the outside of the United States and trading on our stock exchange. However, I do see this company being very far in the future. I do want to point this analysts and expectations out for the 1 year forecast and 5 year forecast. The 1 year forecast was 131. The 5 year is 458. I had a 1 year forecast of $90 to $100. I think 131 might be a little bit ahead of itself unless they can really break out into other markets. It talks about getting into the Europe market, being accepted into the Europe market. However, from the reading and the understanding that I've gotten is that they just don't have the infrastructure beneath them yet to really break out into that market. We're going into summer, okay. The vaccine's out. These restrictions are going to be uplifted. The same thing, and car sales boom in the summer. So I'm really excited to see where this is going. I am very, very, like I said, very bullish on this, and I think 45 would be an actual, would be a great entry point for you if you're thinking about it. If you are worried about this, if you're down in your investment, okay, obviously I never want to tell anybody what to do. I'm not a financial advisor, but this one being a long-term hold I am very, very strong with a great grip on it. Next one we're going to get into Tesla. Now, Tesla is much more beyond than an EV company, than a tech company. They are a full-on clean energy company, okay? And we're going to get into that a little bit. The 6-month chart, guys, if you look at this compared to NIO's, it's pretty similar. The 1 month chart, same thing as well. It's taken a big hit. It had that high of 900. It hit 900. Okay, it's down 200 basis points off of it. Cathie Wood is still very, very bullish on this. She added more to her position. I believe it was $120 million worth of shares, which, I never like to follow exactly what she does, but it gives me some confirmation, that my mentality is lined up with where she's at too. So let's get into a little bit about Tesla. I do want to point out this, guys. This is huge news, okay, that, Elon Musk had declared that the company plans to make 20 million cars per year before 2030. 20 million cars per year. When I first read this, I was like, oh, okay, 20 million cars by 2030. I literally had to reread it. I even verified this on another website. Okay, and it is the internet, but at least it was another website that did corroborate, and it's 20 million cars per year. Okay, if Cathie Wood is thinking, and other analysts are thinking that 35 million cars per year sold by 2030 across the world of EV vehicles, Tesla is going to represent 40% of that global car sales. So that is huge. They have a long way to go. I'm also going to point out this, like I said, that their power business is beginning to take off. Okay, Tesla released their latest earnings report, and the results indicate that Elon Musk's bets on energy storage and solar are beginning to pay off. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Revenue from the energy generation and storage business came in at $752 million, up $436 million from a year ago. This is likely only the beginning of the surge that's coming for Tesla's power business. Tesla could be a huge beneficiary from the Biden administration's renewable plans through their goals to dramatically boost solar development and buildings. The big infrastructure spend will also require big batteries to store renewable power. It will also require massive solar installations. Phenomenal news for Tesla because they're going beyond EV. Tesla is ahead of everybody else when it comes to the clean energy, the technology, the EV market. They're way ahead, and having them transition to this is just going to be great for the stock. This is a little bit of a rendering of what their battery bank could look like in 2019. Bloomberg predicted that the energy storage installations around the world will multiply exponentially from a modest 9 gigawatts as deployed in 2018 all the way up to 1095 gigawatts by 2040. So just to say that this is a whole nother market that Tesla is going to be capitalizing on. You look at what the rendering is going to look like, the wind energy, the green energy. We've got another 4 years of huge green energy movement, and Tesla is really at the forefront of it. So it's going to go beyond just the EV sales. So when you look at, if you think to yourself, okay, a $600 billion valuation company, and they're only selling 500,000, cars a year. Okay. They've also talked about, issuing that $25,000 Tesla. It's going to bring revenue potentially down a little bit, even though you're going to be able to market to other individuals, a whole different group. However, it's just going to be great for Tesla to be able to issue into a whole nother area beyond EV. You can't look at that valuation as only EV. So guys, I hope this provides some value. If you are a little bit nervous about your investments in NIO and Tesla, I personally am like I said, I added to NIO. I haven't added to Tesla. It's just, like I said, there's other stocks I've been wanting to get into. However, I will not sell a single share of them for years to come. Being 31 years old and being able to look really far beyond my future, I am very confident holding these two stocks. So guys, that's it for this video. Consider leaving it a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and if you're looking to join the private community, it's the first link in the description. That's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one.